What's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Sean Diddy Combs, oh my God, the pressure is getting worse. Do y'all know that Sean Diddy Combs is now being implicated by a former Bush worker? President Bush. Somebody that was on his staff is now implicating Diddy. And guess what? They're saying that those fires might be a little bit suspicious because any evidence that was in that house, Diddy's house actually burnt down. Y'all, let's get into this. And maybe this ain't no conspiracy theory. Let's get into this. But let me actually say this, right? When I heard that the fires were happening, and I'm going to do a lot more videos about it because there's a lot going on. When I heard that the fires were happening, I was like, wait a second. I know Diddy happy. Why? Not because evidence was burned up, because I believe the feds went all up and through there and videotaped every little inch and probably made several visits back. That's why none of the kids are living in the LA mansion, okay? But I was like, wait a second. Wait a second. I know Diddy's happy because prior to this fire, Diddy couldn't get a seller for the mansion. Diddy couldn't give anybody to even give his mansion a second look. However, now that fire happened, insurance is going to pay out. Hey, what's up, y'all? Pause. What's up, y'all? This is Teacher Tisa talking to y'all. We have just checked, and it seems like Diddy actually does have the worst luck on earth. Guess what? His house did not burn down, y'all. Diddy was probably the only one in the California area praying that his house would burn down. And guess what? It is still standing tall. Look at God's glory. That's right, Diddy. In case the feds need any new evidence, they know directly where to go. And baby, guess what? We truly love to see it. Anyway, let's get back into the video. Keep in mind, Diddy's house has been untouched while all his neighbor houses burned. Woo! Let's go. But then I did a little research, and you guys know that everybody canceled their fire insurance in California. Well, I'm sorry, the insurance companies canceled everybody's fire insurance. Now, oddly enough, the California legislation is pushing back saying that's illegal. You can't do that. We'll see what happens, right? But there was such a thing as private fire insurance. That's when you paid a very high premium. And I'm not going to lie, when this first happened, I said, did he set those fires? Because I know he needs that money for that mansion. It doesn't matter because words on the street is Diddy doesn't technically own that mansion, but it don't matter, right? Because at the end of the day, the Bush people are now coming out and saying that we can indeed blame Diddy for the fall of the Roman Empire. Because listen to this. A former George H.W. Bush official shares a wild viral theory that the LA wildfires were set to cover up Sean Diddy Combs' alleged PDF activities and blank horrors as his raided mansion survives blazes. They said Catherine Austin Fitz, a former George H.W. Bush official, wants to know how many people connected to Sean Diddy Combs were impacted by the ongoing California wildfires. Radio Online can reveal the former political aide shared online theories suggesting the devastating fires may have been used to cover up Diddy's alleged crimes. Listen, Fitz appeared in her Financial Rebellion podcast on Thursday and said, in situations like the LA fires, I look at patterns. I look at some of the communities involved. How many of the homeowners were on P. Diddy's list? The Diddy list, of course, refers to unconfirmed lists of celebrities accused of being connected to parties hosted by Diddy where misconduct and grooming allegedly occurred. While the official list has never been released, several celebrities who have allegedly attended Diddy's parties include Jay-Z, Beyonce, J-Lo, Ashton Kutcher, Leonardo DiCaprio, Paris Hilton, Russell Brand, Mariah Carey, and Russell Simmons. Let me just say this. Paris Hilton actually dated Diddy. Yeah, they was together for a minute. I know. Fitz, who served as the United States Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development for housing under George Bush Sr., said in a podcast that it's hard to conceive the original fires weren't triggered from the sky or from some suborbital platform. She also claimed she's seen dreadful things done to cover up PDF file and wouldn't be surprised if Diddy is somehow connected to the wildfires. Several people took to Twitter, formerly known as, took to X, formerly known as Twitter, to share clips of her comments. The video has been viewed over 150,000 times collectively on X. I will put that in here maybe right now. I'll put that in there if I can remember, okay? Let me put this in here to remember to put it in. If you don't see it, that means I didn't put it in. Anyway, right? In a resurfaced clip, listen, here's the thing I want to say, right? Um, this woman served for George W. Bush. A lot of people are saying, oh, you don't have a right to say this. This couldn't be this could be that. I want to say this. I think she absolutely does have a right to say it. I think she worked at the highest echelon of government. And for everybody calling her a crackpot, saying she's redistributing conspiracy stuff, maybe, who knows if it's true or not. But I do believe that somebody that was at the highest level of the government and saw all this stuff, I believe she would know better than you, better than me, better than we, better than he. And at this point, after what we've seen people in power are capable of, how can you just dismiss what she's saying because you think it couldn't happen? Do you not think that someone that actually served in the White House doesn't know what is covered up, doesn't know the extent people go through to cover things up? And again, when we look at these wildfires, it is weird the way they are moving. It is weird the state reaction. I know everybody wants to blame the Democrats. The Democrats want to pay the Republicans. This is about power and not. This is about the haves and the have-not. You look at the Pacific. Well, I'm not going to get into this. I'll do it in a different video. Let's get back on the Diddy stuff. What do y'all think? Do y'all think there is any truth to what she recirculated? Do you think that Diddy might be involved? Let me just say this. I don't know if Diddy's involved. And I know it's like, but what about the powerful handlers? What about the people that that Diddy might be covering for? Just hear me out. Because it is odd that a house that Diddy was trying to get rid of, right, is now, a Diddy, and I don't know if it's completely burned down, but it might be like very damaged, right? The fact that a lot of key evidence from not just Diddy's house, but a lot of people's houses that were also with the underground tunnels are completely gone. Now, maybe it's an act of God. Maybe God is smiting Hollywood for everything that's ever happened. But all jokes aside, what does she know? What could she tell us? And why is this woman who worked for the highest office of the land, and she was very plugged in, why is everybody doubting that she might know something more than the average person does? Like, at the end of the day, I think there might be something valid to this. Again, what was Diddy out there setting the wildfires? No. But I would, if he had, I think Diddy is so eager to get away from these rats, roaches, and all this stuff. I think he would set fire to all the United States if it meant he could walk out free. I think he set fire to that jail that he's in if it meant that he could walk out free. This is a man that has no limits, no morals, and he served people that had even less limits and morals than he did. So at a certain point, we have to ask ourselves, yeah, what is the truth? And how far will people actually go to cover up the truth? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I know that we are going to get answers soon. I know that the federal government is not stopping. I know, like I said in my last video, there's something called enterprise papers. That's where you say who the co-defendants are and what the RICO charges are. I know that in those enterprise papers, the feds want to give them early March. Diddy wants them to drop February 1st. I know that we're about to find out a lot of answers. And I know that Diddy better pray to God, whatever God he serves, or down below, right? He better pray to whatever God he serves that he don't get the Epstein special in between then. In between then. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I will talk to y'all.